rise again to glory then, soar into the sky. If you stop and see, then you just might believe. We're unstoppable, powerful, enough to beat the odds. If you love me, you will see the flames inside of me.
Hi everybody and welcome back to Seduce Me to the Demon War. Let's continue with the ship. Yes. Oh, I can't handle it, guys. A fangirl and a fangirl. Diana suddenly stopped moving and looked up at Saero. In surprise, a large blush splashed across her cheeks. Saero, growing bolder, gently lifted a hand up between them and placed it under her chin, lifting her head slightly.
I promise that I'm all right. She barely scratched me.
He's so cute.
But she...
But...
Loves her mistress very much, just like I do. She couldn't help it. I did try to surprise you after all. She was startled and wanted to protect you, just like I would have.
What happened? Is he going to get caught? Diana grumbled, pressing her lips into a fine line as she stared down at his chest.
She still attacked you.
Which I'm sure she's very sorry for. Let it go.
Yes, you must. Saero moved his hand. A hand took up Diana's cheek, rubbing his thumb along her cheekbone. Diana closed her eyes, but didn't lean into his hand. You better lean. You lean with all your might, you.
You know, you didn't yell at me for saying your name.
My priority was not correcting you.
You were concerned about me.
Yes, I was. Why wouldn't I be?
Oh, love. Saero frowned a bit as Diana opened her eyes and looked up at him, trying to appear unfazed at his teasing. However, the blush that still radiated from her face didn't lie.
Why are you concerned about me, Saero? You've protected me my whole life when it's my job to protect you. You didn't correct me again.
Chip it. Silence followed as Saero waited for her answer. I was curious myself, especially since she seemed to not reciprocate Saero's feelings. Diana closed her eyes and took a small breath before finally replying.
I care about you, Saero.
You better.
You've been by my side ever since we were mere children. Every time you've gotten hurt, I
just can't get over the fact that they'd done it. I watched in awe as Diana brought her hand up and ran her finger along the scar on his chest. Oh, that thing. Between the lapels of his jacket, Saero stared as Diana traced around it, her face painted in sadness.
I know you vowed to protect me with your life, but that doesn't mean you must accept every wound on your body as insignificant.
Okay, my ship's become sad. My poor ship. Diana closed her eyes, forming a fist against Saero's chest and clenching it hard. The scar must have been some significance to make her that upset. I bit my lower lip. I was watching this unfold, unsure of what to do. Should I leave them be? Should I interrupt? I did have to train. You know, let them finish! Don't you dare interrupt this beautiful, beautiful, bootyful moment. Sad moment. The feels, the angst. I didn't want to be rude. Whatever they had to settle, I needed to be patient. I stuck close to the wall behind me and listened further, peeking to barely see what was going on.
It still bothers me. I thought I was going to lose you that day.
But you stepped in.
I did. That was the day before you signed your life away to me. A stupid decision.
I stared wide-eyed as Saero cupped. I swear, if he dies in this war, I swear, I will get up and walk out of this room and never return. I stared wide-eyed as Saero cupped Diana's cheek and forced her to look up at him, making her gasp and meet his gaze in surprise.
Stop. I won't let you think that my decision was a mistake.
Diana closed her eyes and leaned her cheek ever so slightly against Saero's hand. Yeah! Making him visibly inhale a breath of surprise.
I don't think I will ever understand you. Even after all of these years, I still don't understand your devotion.
He loves you! Oh my god. For a demon of lust, you're very naive and dense. Ugh. a small sigh before stepping away and looking up at looking up at Saero with a serious expression.
I should go. The boys will be waiting for me to train them, and your student will be here soon.
Without letting Saero reply, Diana turned and walked towards the door. I stepped away from my hiding spot, not wanting Diana to know I was eavesdropping. As I came into her view, she froze for a second before continuing on out the room down the hall. Saero watched as she left, staring at the back of her head until it vanished beyond the doorframe. I looked over and finally walked towards Saero, not wanting to interrupt his gaze with my presence.
She really can't see it.
Nope, because she's really, really dense. Saero, do you need a hug? I'll give you a hug. You want a hug? You're precious. I'll give you a hug. Saero finally turned and looked at me with his eyes drowned in hopelessness. Oh, baby. Ow. Soon, I promise I will hook you two up. It was almost heartbreaking to see his face so heavy and downtrodden. Huh. He seemed to have completely confined in me with his new expression because... Stupid flies! Get away! Why do I even have fruit flies in here? What? I have fruit juice. So what? With his new expression because I was positive that this was an emotion he'd hid very well from most everyone. You okay there, Rabbit? Okay, that's good. Saero finally looked to the ground.
My lady doesn't understand love. She's always been told that love for her is impossible because of who she is, no matter how much she dreams of it. Because of that, she can't recognize it, even when it's standing right in front of her.
Then just tell her something. I'll do it. I'll tell her. There has to be a way. There must be a way. It was a matter of circumstance. She needed to see his love for her. If she was bred to accept that love didn't exist, then we needed to prove that what she knew was wrong. Saero looked up at me in surprise, a small glimmer of hope rekindling at my words.
You really think that she...
Yes! Yes, I do. I know she can. I mean, look at me. I'm gonna be married to the man I love. Maybe. Surely love exists, even for demons. I watched with a smile as I saw happiness slowly seep back into Saero's expression. He couldn't give up on her. He would be able to show her his love somehow. After a brief moment, Saero let out a sigh, closing his eyes. He turned to me, and when he opened his eyes, my relentless trainer had appeared with a serious look on his face. Oh, come on. Without having to say anything to me, he stepped back and summoned his spear. That was a fast turnaround. Cracks knuckles. Bring it, demon boy! He placed a foot behind him, had to take a moment there, and prepared himself into a stance. Wait, was he going to materialize my weapon? How was I... Saero suddenly charged at me, making me screech and dodge out of the way. What was he doing? Saero, dude, what the heck?
What are you waiting for? Summon your weapon!
You didn't tell me how to. Air! It's all just air! I can't grab anything. I don't got that magic crap you have. What? He wasn't being serious, right? He expected me to use magic? That was impossible. Apparently. As I managed to duck and dodge his attacks, my fingertips began to tingle. Energy rushed through my veins and under my skin, tickling my nerves. It was unnatural, but somehow I felt comfortable with it. Was this truly a magic at work, or was I just nervous, not wanting to be skewered? Whew. I didn't know I was being timed there when I saw it. I was like, where's the keyboard? I had to try. I jumped away from Saero and quickly closed my eyes, focusing on my hands. I needed my weapon. Within my hand, formed a handle of lavender mist. It glistened before finally shifting and forming into a sword I was used to. Gripping it and feeling it physically in my hand, I smirked and turned back at Saero, bracing for another attack. Bring it, boy! I jumped forward and swung my sword against his spear to push the blade away from me. With a loud clash, the spear was pushed to the side, leaving him open. Like repeated memory, I attacked him, clashing my weapon with his multiple times. The chime of our weapons smashed against each other and rang through the room. The sound almost pierced my mind. It wasn't a noise I was ever going to be used to. Like the last time, we trained for hours on end, stopping once or twice for a break. However, I could feel my body slowly getting used to the feel of swinging a weapon and defending myself. At least I would be prepared in case something were to happen. As the sun began to set and the purple sky began to darken... Purple sky? Was the sky purple in Demon World? We stopped once again for a third and most likely final break. Excuse you. Excuse me. Excuse you guys. Darn you. I swear, if one of you burped out there right when I said excuse you. 10 brownie points for that. Saero stretched and let out a small yawn, as I did the same. I think I'm getting used to this. A chuckle escaped Saero's throat as he rose from one of his stretches. What stopped... Goodbye, reading ability. It was nice having you for about 20 minutes. What stopped both of us from laughing was an echo conversation in the hall, softly reverberating in the room. Huh?
Are you sure? Another kingdom wants to join the rebellion?
Our rebellion? Our rebellion? Yay, nobody's gonna die!
It would seem so. Diana isn't happy about it, though.
Why not? The leader of that kingdom is so handsome!
Oh, is he? Is he?
He was indeed, but an alliance through marriage?
Marrying who, Diana?
Oh, come on! You can't tell me I'm the only one who can see it! I can see them being a beautiful king and queen!
No! No, don't you ruin my ship.
I don't think she will marry him.
She better not.
Despite it being a wise choice.
It's not a wise choice. It's not.
She would be stupid not to.
You would be stupid to keep saying the words you were saying.
Well, the last time she signed her life away to marriage, her entire family was killed off while she was away. I don't think she could ever let marriage control her again.
Independent woman that don't need no man except for Saero.
I guess. Man, the only person she has now is that guard.
Hey. He's important. He's great. Look at him. Just take a moment to admire this beautiful man. My curiosity took hold of me and caused me to hug the wall near the door. I thought she was gonna hug Saero, like, you need a hug again? Listening in further, Saero, however, remained where he was, looking toward the ground.
I wonder how they met. He's not an incubus, but he's mega powerful.
He is indeed very skilled. I'm slightly jealous of her for having such a devoted guard.
It's love you shit.
Devoted? He's crazy!
Oh.
I've heard them talk in private before. He keeps saying that he's in love with her. Love!
Oh my god, that reached octaves I never knew a voice could reach. That was like Japanese anime high. Little loli there. Holy crap! Oh, maybe.
That is very odd. However, I wouldn't be surprised if her natural aura has affected him after years of servitude. I believe he's been with her since they were children, so that's over 100 years of protecting her and being close.
Yeah, he's probably just enthralled by her. She enthralls everyone she meets.
A pure-blooded succubus will do that. At least she's the only pure-blooded demon of Lilith in the world.
That we know of, at least.
Don't you hate when people gossip about you? Saero, do you need a hug? The conversation trailed off as the pair moved away from the room. I looked back at Saero, seeing him grip his spear and grit his teeth. He didn't seem to like that Rabbit and Faye. To like what Rabbit and Faye had said. Had to say, Saero? Saero? Are you okay? See, I care about you, dude. I care about you. I care about you and Diana, and I just want you to live happily ever after, okay? I don't even care. I don't even care about Damien at this point. I just want you to. Saero looked up at me, a dull gaze over his eyes. From the expression on his face, I could tell that he had heard things like that before, but it still seemed to affect him emotionally. I frowned and walked over to him as he shook his head.
What they said about her marriage was true. When the Demon Lord's heirs left the demon world, my lady left to go after them. However, while she was gone, the Demon Lord attacked this castle.
I watched as Saero gripped his spear even tighter than before, shutting his eyes and turning his head away from me, almost in shame.
The Demon Lord's henchmen, the imp demons who brought you here, infiltrated our defenses and were able to reach the heart of the castle, where my lady's parents and unborn baby sister were hiding. Through some form of blood magic, they were able to break through the protective barriers around the room and...
You can stop there. You can stop there. That's not good. He didn't need to explain. The heavy weight in my gut acknowledged what he was going to say before he could speak it. I looked at the floor, suddenly feeling very sorry for Deanna. Deanna? She lost her entire family while she had been in the human world trying to save them. It was too cruel. Saero let out a shaky sigh before looking back up to me.
When my lady returned, she vowed to seek vengeance and destroy the Demon Lord's tyranny. She formed the rebellion, and now, here we are, readying ourselves for the final battle. Everyone only sees the hard-faced, cutthroat queen of the rebellion when they look at her, as if she were unable to love or care.
Sero's hand reached up for his collar where a beautiful purple rose charm hung. His finger ran over the surface and he smiled to himself.
However, Isaiah is still the sweet and innocent girl I grew up with. She's still the woman who saved me and protected me from a fate worse than death. I know deep down that the love I feel for her is pure and true. I vowed to protect her with my life, and I will forever stand by that promise. It's just difficult to hope that one day things may change, and that the one you love may turn around and say they love you in return.
Saero didn't reply. He looked at me deep in thought before shaking his head. I thought I saw a glimmer of hope, but he rid himself of whatever thought he had been focusing on.
Never mind that. We need to focus.
No!
Let's continue.
I don't want to focus. Screw the war. This is love. This is love, damn it. Love overcomes all. It does. Sometimes. No, not sometimes. It always does. I nodded, taking out my weapon again and preparing for our final sparring match. Oh, Saero. Those are drums, guys. I treaded towards my room, admiring the decor as my mind wandered to Damien. I began to wonder how his training was going. Was he adjusting to his powers once again? Was he holding back? The idea of him using his powers seemed a bit thrilling. It had been years since he used them after all. What kind of attacks could he do now, especially in the demon world?
Oh, many things can happen in this world. You're limiting the possibilities so much.
I stopped walking, suddenly feeling the room dim a bit as I looked around for the voice. No. It wasn't Diana. I knew that for a fact, but how was the voice in my dreams back to haunt me? Was it like how it was able to communicate with me in the human world? I looked around for a mirror, but found none in sight.
Again, you limit the powers of magic, dear. Everything, nothing.
What?
Sometimes I don't know myself.
Why did that? There's nothing there.
Again, you limit
Whatever.
the powers of magic, dear. Everything, nothing. Sometimes I don't know myself.
Okay, I think that's a glitch. I could only glare into the dark, tensing up and preparing myself for a fight. The laughter that echoed from the dark only made me ease up a slight inch.
So eager to fight. Too bad you're not as wise as you are brash.
Why don't you just leave me alone?
Because this is entertaining. This little game of will he, can he is just too interesting to pass up. Only a fool would ignore this kind of intrigue.
And why pretend to be Diana? Because that's the voice that scares us the most. A lingering silence filled the room, making it that much more creepy. Something about this wasn't right, and I began to feel chills just from standing in the same spot. No one was around to witness me, and I was feeling like prey about to be struck at. At last, a deep chuckle invaded my ears.
Because, dear, I'm what you fear the most.
Friggin' knew it. Friggin' knew it. What?
Think about it. Or should I replay my little rape scene for you again?
Oh, okay, you know. How about no? I froze, realizing what she meant. She gave me that horrid nightmare and made me watch it? How dare! I knew that something had been wrong with it, outside of it being completely disgusting in the first place, but to think that it was ensued by whatever this thing was. I practically snarled at the dark. That was you! Good deduction there, Sexto!
You sound so confident. It feels so good to be recognized.
I began to prepare an attack, but found myself faltering due to the exhaustion from my training. The harder I tried, the more the room around me began to spin. I had to stop myself, not wanting to faint in the hallway, because that would not lead to good things. The voice in the air chuckled heartedly at my struggle, making me grimace and glare harder at the dark.
Oh, I can't wait until you realize who I actually am. The expression on your face will be just so tantalizing.
Okay. No. Just leave. Just leave. Just leave. This game is becoming too insane. This was some voice in my head taunting me and laughing at my struggles to make it to stop playing games with me. The voice only laughed.
You can walk away all you like. I'll always be around, waiting to check in again.
What's stopping me from just ignoring you?
You can't. I'm always there, tickling your brain and reminding you of what you truly believe.
I am so confused. With those last haunting words in my mind, the voice finally vanished. The light of the light of the hallway grew back to its original glow. I took a breath, looking around and taking in the sight of everything as I realized I was alone once more. How much time had passed? I could only grimace and shake my head, holding it. This was a major issue, but would I be able to fix it fix this on my own, or would I need help? I got so confused. Damien had problems of his own to deal with. What if I approached Diana about it? It is her voice. I started on my journey back to my room with the thoughts in my head. What the hell was haunting me? Some kind of ghost? A magical entity?
Come on! Guess! Just guess!
You know, don't do that to me.
How am I supposed to know?
He's not drunk, is he? Please tell me he's not drunk. I should end this episode, but I just want to find out if Saero's drunk real quick. I stopped walking at the sound of Faye's and Seto's voice reverberating through the hall around the corner, breaking my thoughts. They sounded intoxicated!
Seto, why?
Okay, I'm gonna end it here. We will continue with drunk Seto later. I'll see you guys next time.